I won the SECA Award in 1971, and they had the show sometime in the beginning of '72. So I did this series. It was 8 or 9 drawings and 3 paintings that I made from predetermined instructions to myself. And if you have instructions, then anybody can do it. And you know, at the time, the minimalists were sending off instructions to have things made. So it was a very, you know, it was a very kind of obvious step. And through friends of mine, I had heard about another Wayne Campbell. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to just call him up and ask him if he wants to do the same paintings and drawings from the same instructions, and you know, have a show with me at the San Francisco Museum. And when I said, will you do it? He said, yes, of course. So I put together all the matching materials that I had done my work with and sent it over to him. And I think he had about a month's time to do all this work. And it probably took him that much time because he was a family man, and you know, it was a lot of effort on his part. So he did the work. We had no further communication, and then as he was doing the work, I again wanted to develop this idea of, you know, a twin or a clone or something. So I set up 2 big panels in my studio, and he would come and we would spend as much time in a day that we could to just compare our lives, and we would each be writing on the wall. So we spent a whole afternoon just talking and writing. And at the end of this, we came around the wall and visually met for the first time. We had never seen each other before. Well, this book is the end product of the show that I had with the SECA Award. You know, these were not individual paintings or drawings. I was just thinking the whole show was of a piece. The cover comes from the biographical walls. You can see my backwards E, and you can see his R on the other side of this. So everything somehow got represented in the book from the whole Wayne E, Wayne R experience. Just earlier today, running into an old friend, he said, "Oh, you mean the legendary Wayne E, Wayne R show?" So, you know, I guess I'm turning red, I know, but it was just this, you know, trying to push and challenge, and you know, what an artist is allowed to do 45 years later is quite different than you know, what was generally expected, you know, from a Bay Area artist. I was just, you know, one of many, but for it to come out in a SECA show, I think was, you know, a little bit pushing the edge.